This video is for my audio visual learners. People, even though they've read about how to relocate to the UK step by step, would like to still hear someone, listen to someone talk about it. And on the video today, I'll be talking about how to pass your IELTS, the scores expected of you, the prices of everything that I'll be mentioning, and how you can successfully complete your relocation process in this year 2022. I hope it helps. I hope you like it. Stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Olubukola Kimolayo Kuntele. For those that do not know me, I'm a nurse, I'm a vlogger, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a content creator, generally speaking. So today I'm going to be talking quickly about how to apply or how to become a UK nurse if you're an international nurse from wherever back home is to you. India, Philippines, Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Zimbabwe, wherever it is back home is for you, and you're thinking of putting process into place in 2022 to coming into the UK. You've heard so many things and you're wondering, okay, which is the truth? You're wondering what's the best way to go about it. How do I start? What do I do first? Right, the first thing you want to do today following watching this video is you want to check this the price for IELTS in your location or your country. So just go on Google, type in IELTS near me, IELTS centers near me, write in IELTS in Ghana or something around IELTS. So with regards to that, you then find, of course, the centers around you that offer IELTS and the price. So you don't have to wait till you finish uni or School of Nursing for those of you that are still studying. So if that's your category, you can begin to process it. You can do your IELTS before you finish your studying, and by the time you finish, everything is all set. The next thing you want to do is you want to know the price. You know the price. Next step is you want to start reading for it. Now, with regards to IELTS, you don't have to necessarily do IELTS alone. You could do OET. You could do NARIC. NARIC is the other one some people do, but some people say it's not advisable. I haven't done it before personally. I know a few people who have done it, and I'll show you like an example of the certificates the NARIC certificates that you will get on the screen. So people do it. So that what that NARIC just does is you send all of your documents to a particular body, and then they check it to see if the qualification translates to an English competency or something along that line, if you get what I mean. Then they'll let you know what the report is, and they'll give you a certificate and all of that. Of course, you will pay them. So I suppose the only difference is that you don't have to necessarily sit down or read for an exam, which is why some people opt for the NARIC. And part of the people that have opted for the NARIC have said it's not even advisable. I do not know why, to be honest. So IELTS, you can do IELTS. So with regards to the score, you have to have an overall of 7.0. So there are four components. The British Council now allows 6.5 in writing, but then 7 in reading, 7 in speaking, and 7 in listening. And also from 2018, if I'm right, it might be 2019, they start allowing combination of results. So you can find all of these information online. And can I just say at this point that from that stage where you make up your mind that you're coming to the UK, begin to think it like no one owes you anything per se. I mean, people will support you, but that sense of entitlement gets it out of the way. And why have I mentioned this amongst all other things that I need to talk about? You have to Google things up yourself. You have to read up yourself. Google is your friend. There are so many information you can find on Google. Yes, indeed, we like life or real life experiences, people that have gone through it before us. But really, it's okay, or it is possible to get some information on Google, or as many information on Google, and then probably just need a bit of validation here and there. So that's it quickly. So that's the pass score for for IELTS. And with regards to the OET, you're required to have a B, or at least a B in your speaking, a B in your reading, a B in your listening. The only one you have to have a C+ in is your writing, and that's how we pretty much works. And with regards to pricing, for those that are Nigerians, remember I'm a Nigerian, so I would still speak in that light. So for Nigerians, OET is 140,000 naira the last time we checked. But remember, prices change, so price may have changed from the making of this video. And for the IELTS is 75,000 naira in Nigeria. Remember, the price may have changed. So that's the first thing. Then with regards to reading for it, preparing for it, getting materials for it, you can go online or go on YouTube. You will buy data, you will use up your Wi-Fi data and all of that, because you need Google, you need YouTube and all of that. So if you go online and you type IELTS Birdie, that's IELTS Birdie, BUDDY.com. Oh my god, that website really helped me for my IELTS, preparing for my IELTS. I had issues with my reading, and until I got the technique, I just felt as though reading was some rocket science. The moment I understood the technique, look for a formula that works for you. The moment I understood the technique, I got a formula myself. The IELTS I did following that period, I had 8.0. It's out of 9. It was so great. So, and with the other ones, I've always been having good scores anyway. So that's what I can say quickly with regards to preparing. Then you can go on YouTube, search IELTS Liz. IELTS Liz, that's IELTS Liz on YouTube. She's also very, very good in supporting you. If it's just those two alone, you can concentrate on and do so much. Oh, you'll be so glad you did. But if you get other materials, soft copies of materials, if you email me, sometimes I may be slow to respond because I've got other things going on in my life. But the moment I respond, I will bombard you with as many information as I can get for you. So I have soft copies of IELTS materials. You get them, you prepare for them. And when you begin to practice, and in preparing, just don't read, you literally practice. And then when it comes to practicing, make sure that you get at least 30/40 in each of the components before you can tell yourself that you're ready. I'll say that again. In each of the components whilst preparing, while testing yourself at home, make sure you get at least 30/40. So that's 30/40. The moment you're getting 28, 29, 30, 28, 29, 30, you're ready for the test. If you go for that test, if you don't get anything at all, and you go in that spirit, you book a date, close to the time that you're really doing well, and then God help you get a date and everything, and you go and do it, you will see that you will get nothing less than 7 in each of the components. So if you target scoring at least 30, between 28 and 30, if you make it 30 at home. So that's what I would say to you about IELTS. I didn't do OET, which is the Occupation English Test, so I can't tell you much about it, to be honest. You can read up about it, you can ask people that did OET, but I didn't. So that said, I suppose that's that about the IELTS in summary because of our time. So next thing, the reason I mentioned IELTS OET at the beginning is because many people find passing this one more challenging. You can actually do your CBT, which is a computer-based test, which is the next level of testing, to becoming a UK nurse before the IELTS or the OET. So it is IELTS/OET or your NARIC. Next, number 2 step is getting your computer-based test done, where you read your real Marsden textbook. I'll get to that in a minute. Third step is when you then, begin to apply for, jobs, get an employer, blah, blah. Then come into the UK to do your final exam, which is your third one, which is your OSCE. Do you get it? So it's in that order. You can do exam number 2 before exam number 1, which is the CBT. But the reason it's not advisable is because IELTS is found to be more challenging by many people than the CBT. So people pass the CBT more. It's not to mean we don't have people that still, have challenges with the CBT. People pass their IELTS more. The CBT more. So for that reason, some people want to do CBT first. But the advantage of that is that if I'm right, CBT has also got a validity period. I think it's 2 years. If it's not 2 years, will you correct me in the comment section, please? I think it's 2 years. So by the time you're holding your CBT and you're struggling with IELTS on and on and on, before you know it, it would expire. The CBT would expire. So by the time you eventually pass the IELTS, we've had cases like that very, very well. So there's no exaggeration. 2 years, that's a long time. But it happens every day to some people. So by the time you then pass your IELTS, CBT is almost expired or is expired and you have to do CBT again. Do you get why you have to do the reason why you have to do IELTS first? The next step is going online. So you go to your Google, you type online.nmc-uk.org, and then you register an account. You say you're a new nurse, international nurse, overseas nurse. To tell you to register, you will register, and then you will, say in there that you've passed your IELTS. To ask you for your IELTS reference number, you key it in, then it takes you to the next phase, which is the phase of paying your first money to NMC, which is your £140, which is your application fee. So that's the next step. So once you pay that, they will then take you to the next level, or it opens the next level for you. So just to mention that apart from your IELTS reference number, which is optional, because you can actually register on the portal first. So either way, say you have your IELTS, you put your IELTS result in, then the next point would be you put in your your international passport. So that then takes me to the point that you need an international passport, a valid one with at least 6 months validity on. So you upload that, and then you upload your NMC certificate, your NMC Nigeria, whatever country you are, certificate, or your notification, whichever one that is readily available for you, you upload it. So that's what you do at that phase. Then NMC UK would create a personalized portal for you. It is on that portal you upload every information that they need to verify that indeed you are you, indeed you went to school and all of that. So you log in there, you monitor progress, you make payments and all of that. Remember, you can only make payments using a MasterCard. I don't know if it's the same in every country. Like in Nigeria, you can make payment with your MasterCard from home. If it doesn't work, you might need to speak to somebody that is abroad already to help you make the payment. Or I'm assuming there are people who do it as business in Nigeria, or people who do it as business in the UK. You want to reach them, they'll make payment for you, probably pay a bit of commission. I mean, nothing goes for nothing. So that's about the payment part. So the next phase is when you then begin to involve NMC of your country. So I'll quickly go back to the Nigeria system again. I'm so sorry if you're non-Nigerian. So quickly, you'd download or just go on remitter.net and then make payment 17,500. That's at the point I checked last, 17,500 to NMC Nigeria, and then you'd send a proof of payments, your passports front and back. You'd send your notification letter or your certificate, and also you write a letter addressing NMC Nigeria that you need a verification, do you understand, done by themselves, for the purpose of travel, blah blah, to the UK. And also it's a letter of good standing as well, so that you haven't had any issues whilst you were a nurse, student nurse, and all of that. And then you include your CRM number. So you find your CRM number on the top left corner of what NMC UK will send to you when you pay your £140. So I really hope you understand that part. So that's how it pretty much works. And of course, your license, if I had mentioned passport, I actually meant license. So your license front and back, and in your letter you want to put your full name as it appears on your passport. And then you want to then send the letter to them. The CRM, I've told you where you find the CRM in the email that the UK would send to you once you pay your £140. And that's how it works. That's that stage done, and then you wait for a verification confirmation from NMC Nigeria. Just to mention quickly that you may want to add your birth certificate, or you preferably just add it, your birth certificate. The thing about Nigeria is or any country back home is you'd rather be overqualified, send more than required, and let them now tell you that wasn't needed. You know at least you've done that, and they turn you down because you haven't sent enough. So your birth certificate also you will include. You may have to wait for a while for this to get ready, like I said earlier, and also you might have to probably go to the Abuja office. That's our main NMC for Nigerians. So for your own country, you want to go to your main NMC office or branch or location. That way you're dealing directly with the source, if you know what I mean. If you know someone, if it's like Nigeria, it's better for you. But whatever way or whatever method you run it in your country, just go by it and get the verification done. Some people pay for fast track. Right, so the moment you get an authorization to test from Person View after your verification, of course, you can then go on mindup.co.uk. You register. I mean, what the UK government has done, also Nigerian government has done, is they've probably formed affiliates, or some bodies have formed affiliates with UK system in such a way that they make things easier for you, like the Person View, like the British, or what's that thing where we normally do our test, British Council, like MindHub. So MindHub, back to the matter quickly. So mindhub.co.uk, you can buy your voucher to do your CBT. So it's £83, whatever the equivalent is. If you are getting someone to pay for your bite from you from abroad, they'll let you know. Like I said, some people probably do it as business, even in Nigeria, wherever it is you are. Right, so the voucher you get, whether yourself in Nigeria or back home, wherever back home is, I keep mentioning Nigeria, or in the UK, whichever way you get the voucher, it's £3. You then go on your Person View portal. Remember, you created a Person View portal before now. At some point, you'll be creating accounts as you get along. Just stay safe with your passwords. So Person View portal, you go there, you say you want to do your CBT test, blah blah, you fill everything. There's a part where you fill your location, you fill your preferred test date, preferred test time, and then center and all of that. And then it will then ask you, do you want to pay or do you want to use a voucher? You then click on yes, I want to use a voucher. That's when you then enter the alphanumerics that you've got from wherever you got it from, and then it completes the transaction for you. That's your CBT all booked, and then you read for it. Right, so with regards to preparing for your CBT, there are e-copies of the Royal Marsden book. I'm sure some people back home have created books for it, made easy ways to pass CBT. I can imagine. So whichever way, ask around, and then once you get your paperwork together, whether e-copy of normal paper copy, just begin to read. Once you're confident, go and do the test. And remember that the pass rate is high, but even if you do not pass, do not worry, you do it again. So, and then that's it. At this point, it is important to mention that you will be doing a police clearance. So they require, we call it DBS here in the UK, or CRB is newly called DBS now. So, but for us back home, we just go to police stations. We just say we want a police clearance for the purpose of international travel. Do you get it? They have a way of doing it. Some places like Nigeria again is just 2,500, 5,000, 10,000 pounds, 10,000 naira. They'll get it done for you. But the thing about it is that they require your fingerprint to run to make sure that you haven't got any criminal record. They can then clear you. So it's valid for 3 months, the police clearance. Right, so the other thing you need apart from a police clearance or certificate is a tuberculosis certificate to make sure you haven't got tuberculosis. It's just a UK measure to ensure that people do not transport an infection like tuberculosis into their own country. Well, I don't blame them. Would probably do the same too. Well, that said, quickly, you then go on the Immigration Organization for Migration or something, IOM, for your country. So it's just an immigration or migration health assessment center, and what they just do is they check, they book you for an x-ray, and ask you to come back for the results. I'll tell you the price in a minute, and then you need a certificate. That one runs for 6 months, at least it's longer. So, and then you make sure that you do them at reasonable times as you see the way things are progressing. I mean, you're an adult, so you can, Right. So when you then have all of these things, what you do is you go back to your portal, your NMC portal, you upload your IELTS or your OET or your NARIC certificate. You will upload your police certificates, your tuberculosis certificate from IIM. You upload your license or you upload your license or your notification letter. You upload all uploadables. There's a point where you get a letter from the doctor to show that you are fit. You upload that as well. Every information information. The good thing is that they'll keep emailing you. The communication will be great. That's the UK, NMC UK. They'll keep emailing you about what they expect you to upload. So you upload everything, check your email, make sure you've got data. Nothing goes for nothing. You spend money on data and some other things. Just count it all joy. For greener pasture for yourself, for your children, and your family. So that said, quickly, you then upload them all. So once you're done and they're satisfied, once they're satisfied, then it's time to go to the next level, which is paying another money to NMC UK, which is your £153 to pay. So once you pay that £153, whatever the conversion is, you make that payment, and that's that stage nearly done. Then the next phase. Right, so at this stage, what you need, you're getting closer. At this stage, what you need is an employer to give you a certificate of sponsorship, COS, certificate of sponsorship, to apply for a visa. But you can't get an employer if you do not interview, if you do not search for them. I'll mention quickly at this point that Nigeria is one of those countries on the red list that, according to the WHO, that's World Health Organization, developed countries shouldn't actively recruit from developing countries like Nigeria and some other countries. So if you Google WHO red list for recruitment or something like that, or if you need the link, I'll send it to you. So the implication is that you will still find some agencies that will help you with the recruitment process, get you an employer and all of that. Especially for care homes, you still find. But for NHS hospitals, they mustn't try it. Any agency that tries it can get their license, For that reason, they are either being careful or not doing it at all. So the implication is that you have to actively search yourself for your employer. So if you go on nhsjobs.co.uk, track jobs, that's TRAC jobs. If you want care home, www.carehome.co.uk, Indeed job, Read jobs, type in the search bar overseas nurse, or use a filter like international nurse, return to practice nurse. There are some trusts that use such words like return to practice nurse, international nurse, overseas nurse, and pre-registered nurse. And then when you find these employers and then you see the job, you see the closing dates, you see the information about salary, you see if they have any remuneration or any relocation package, you see everything on the website. And then what you then want to do at that point is you want to begin to apply. My sister, the way we apply for jobs in Nigeria is a bit different from the way it is, or maybe back home is a bit different. So for that reason, you want to make sure that at least somebody that has gone through the process before, reads your supporting information if you're applying for an NHS job, because that is where you sell yourself. That is where you talk about your years of experience. I can do a video about this if I see enough requests for it. So how to properly fill your application, that it's wow your interviewers or the person reading it, okay, indeed you may be from back home, but you've got this wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience, and they'll be so glad to want to have you. And then following your shortlisting, they'll shortlist you for interview. How to prepare for the interview: the commonly asked questions, you just don't answer sharply, you buttress your points. There are ways to go about it. I'll give you a certificate of sponsorship, then that is you preparing to apply for visa. To mention quickly that whilst applying for a job, some people talk to you about care homes, some people talk to you about NHS, and thinking what's even the difference, what are they talking about? So NHS, how do I simply put it? It's a video on its own, this difference and this thing about where should I go to, which one is better. There is no worse one, they are both good. But what do you want? Care homes are believed to pay more, or they pay more. Do you know, they're like private settings or private hospital in your back home. Whereas NHS is like a government hospital, it's government run. It's run on our national insurance and all of these payments, put into the UK purse. So that said, it's a government hospital. You don't earn as much, but there is training, there's opportunity for development. It is also believed that there is opportunity for development in care homes as well. So do not get me wrong, please. Which is why I'll just say, ask somebody that has done it before, or that is here, or let's do a video on it and just dissect it so I can choose But either one, just get yourself here. Now, in signing contracts, they'll give you, oh, congratulations, you've been successful in your interview, blah blah. Some of them would give you, like I mentioned, pay this back to you, pay for your tickets to the UK, refund your CBT money, refund that money. The packages are always juicy for some, while some are basic. It doesn't matter. When you get here, whilst signing, please remember not to sign anything more than 3 years. The reason is not far-fetched. If you want to leave before 3 years or before the contract term ends, some companies would ask you to refund them, and the refund money is always not funny. It's always high. Now imagine if you have signed 5 years, so you're stuck for 5 years, or pay an equivalent of that 5 years. It's too much, which is why I beg people to please check. So 3 years at the most, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years at the most. Anything more than that, just back in with the HR. Say to them, I love your offer, it's a lovely one, I'd love to work with your trust or your care home, but can we review this number of years? Because yes, indeed, you can leave if you don't like the way things are done, or you just want to change location or whatever your reason is. But if you have to pay so much, do you understand, to leave? So ask questions from the HR. Don't be scared. It's not like Nigeria where you can't even speak to anybody. The HRs are the bosses. You have to dialogue with them. It's not the same. So that's that about that. And then they'll give you a COS. You then begin your application. That's another phase. You just go online, visa application for skilled workers, fill it up. You apply for your visa, you get your visa. Remember to take all of the documents that you uploaded whilst filling the application form, whilst uploading things. Pack everything packable. Don't say one looks like rubbish, one is not needed. After all, I've submitted it. Pack all packables. Now I'm beginning to think the police reports and the tuberculosis test, you might not need to upload it. I think you show it when you come in during your clearance, with NMC. I think that's when you show it, or whether or not you upload it. I mean, you find out when you get to that stage. So whichever one, that's the only one that's the only point I've made. I'm beginning to think, do you show it or do you just bring it in after you've done them both? So that's, by the way, you will find out anyway, but there are things to be done. Tuberculosis certificate is actually 59,000. I've checked, but that's from the time I did this video. Remember, much for staying glued till now. I really hope you've got value for your time. So you're nearing the end of the video because you're nearing coming into the UK. So when you come in, is then when you do your last test, which or exam, like I mentioned earlier, your OSCE. There are videos online showing people how to go about it, what to expect, the stations, put before you, to test. There'll be stations, they'll simulate a clinical environment, just test your knowledge. There are videos online. There are some trusts that put together like a discussion or a platform or a group or like a proper PD up to support you in getting ready for your OSCE. So the OSCE is not done by your trust. It is put together by NMC UK. So for that reason, your trust wants you to pass. Remember, they've spent money. Even if they haven't spent money, they have put their hearts or their mind to you joining them. That's a +1, considering the shortage and the whole pressure on nurses here. So for that reason, they want you to pass as well. So they have put things together, or they will put things together to support you. You also will make friends. Open your mouth, ask for help and all that. So once you pass OSCE, before you pass OSCE, some trust will begin to pay you band 3/band 4 salary. So band 3, you find out all of these things. It will be on your certificate of sponsorship, the amount they'll be paying you, the start date, and all of those information, your COS number, everything you find on there. So just to mention, with the same COS, your husband and your children can come to the UK with the same COS as well. So you come in, and that's pretty much it, really. So when you do your OSCE on the day, if it's still the same like it was when we did ours, there's a room where they will clear you. They ask you for this paperwork, ask you for that paper. Don't worry, it's part of what you brought in that you uploaded, your else declaration form and all of those, they'll ask you for it. And the one they want you to email, they'll ask you for it. Just upload it, scan it, upload it, attach it, and then send it off to them, and they'll release your PIN for you, and you become an automatic band 5 nurse. The salary for every band is available online if you go to nmc.org, or if you just press on Google Agenda for Change 2022-2023 or Agenda for AFC 2022-2023, you get the pay scale for everybody. No matter what band they say they are, you find their pay scale there. So that's how it works. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I really hope you got value for your time. If you have indeed, please remember to share this video. I believe that's the best way you can say thank you to me. When people see this video more, it helps my YouTube algorithm. And also, if you press the like button, it helps with my algorithm as well. And if you subscribe to my channel and put the notification bell on, that way you don't miss on any of my educative, entertaining, fun lifestyle videos as well. Thank you so much once again. I am trusting on you to share this video for me. Till we see again, stay glued to my channel. Stay blessed. Bye.